Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. Teddi Mellencamp makes vulnerable announcement about difficult decision to file for divorce. Former The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Teddi Mellencamp revealed surprising news over the weekend. While it has been a few seasons since the blonde has appeared on the show, she now joins the bevy of divorced housewives. Teddi took to Instagram to share that she had decided to file for divorce from Edwin Arroyo after 13 years of marriage. The couple share 3 children, Cruz, Slate, and Dove. Details surrounding the circumstances were not revealed as Teddi asked for privacy in the matter, only acknowledging the split and intent to file for divorce to stop rumors or speculations going forward. Comments on the Instagram post have been shut off. Teddi Mellencamp gets vulnerable. In her statement, Teddi Mellencamp revealed that she believed the best path forward was being vulnerable and honest. She also mentioned wanting privacy for her children, as their well-being was a priority in all of this. Teddi and Edwin Arroyo didn't show any signs of trouble on social media, and she didn't talk about it on her podcast, 2 Teas in a Pod. In July, Teddi shared a sweet post for the couple's 13th anniversary, revealing they had been together for 15 years. However, she highlighted the work the couple had to put into their marriage, noting she wouldn't have it any other way. Teddi Mellencamp joins friend Kyle Richards in going through a divorce. When on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Teddi Mellencamp and Kyle Richards became the best of friends. While some RHOBH fans aren't super fond of Teddi, they have followed her and her family because of her connection to Kyle and her podcast with The Real Housewives of Orange County star Tamra Judge. Kyle and Teresa announced their separation at the end of season 13, and now Teddi made her announcement ahead of the season 14 premiere. It's unclear whether Teddi will make appearances during the season, but she has in the past, despite not being asked back as a diamond holder. It will be interesting to see how the women lean on each other as they navigate life after years of marriage and being single again. There's speculation that Teddi may address her marital situation on the podcast, but given the statement coming out of nowhere, she may choose to let it speak for itself and keep things private for the sake of her growing children. In an emotionally charged post that took fans by surprise, The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills alum Teddi Mellencamp broke the news of a difficult and life-changing decision. After 13 years of marriage, she had decided to file for divorce. The announcement came late on a Friday evening, with Teddi posting a heartfelt message on Instagram, accompanied by a serene black and white photo of her and her husband sitting side by side, gazing out over a sprawling Los Angeles landscape. Although their faces were blurred, their hands were loosely intertwined, giving a bittersweet touch to the image. She started her caption simply, with words that carried the weight of her vulnerability. "This is one of the hardest things I have ever had to share with all of you." The longtime fans of the reality star and wellness advocate knew that vulnerability had always been one of her strong suits. Teddi had built her entire brand on transparency, sharing her battles with weight loss, self-esteem, and even family life openly with her followers. But this announcement felt different. It was raw, revealing, and unguarded. "John and I have decided to separate," she wrote. "After many long conversations, soul-searching, and the incredible love we have shared, this decision feels necessary for both of us as individuals." For those who had followed her relationship over the years, this was not only shocking but also felt like the end of a deeply personal story. Teddi and John's marriage had been a staple in her narrative, and he was as much a part of her public life as her own journey. Their dynamic had often been at the heart of her social media posts, and despite the ups and downs that she candidly shared, they'd always seemed like a team, supportive and committed. As the night went on, she opened up in a series of stories, hoping to shed more light on what led to this point. "Sometimes love isn't always enough," she admitted in one. "We've spent years building a beautiful life, and that's something I'll never regret, but somewhere along the line, we lost sight of who we were as individuals." She went on to describe how their lives had become entangled with responsibilities, raising children, and balancing their professional lives to the point that it sometimes felt like they were just running a business, rather than living a shared life. "John is an amazing father and partner. This isn't about one of us doing anything wrong. We both feel like we need to go on a journey of self-discovery, and sometimes that means letting go." Underneath the public announcement, Teddy included the words that struck her followers the most. In order to honor each other, we need to honor ourselves first. That's why this separation feels like the best step forward. Fans, friends, and castmates from RHOBH quickly began commenting with words of love and support. Dorrit Kemsley, a longtime friend, wrote, "You're so brave for sharing this, Teddy. Love you always. You have my full support." Kyle Richards, who had become something of a sister figure to Teddy, commented with a series of heart emojis, followed by, "You have so much strength, Teddy. I'm here with you every step of the way." Even other Bravo personalities reached out, recognizing the strength it must have taken to go public with such a personal and painful decision. Teddy continued to share glimpses into her feelings over the next few days, as her followers watched her vulnerability unfold in real time. She explained how the decision to file for divorce hadn't been made overnight, but had been an ongoing discussion for nearly a year. "We went to counseling, tried different ways to reconnect, and I feel so grateful for that time," she said, holding back tears in one of her stories. "But sometimes it's not about failing to make it work. It's about knowing when it's time to let go." As her words settled in, it became clear that Teddy was trying to strike a balance between heartache and a sense of purpose. She emphasized that while she would always love John and the family they created together, they both felt it was important to explore who they were outside of each other. "I know there's going to be a lot of adjusting, especially for the kids," she said, referring to their 3 children, whom she expressed her deepest commitment to co-parenting. "They will always come first, and that will never change." In a rare, candid moment, she shared the fears that had haunted her throughout the process. "I was terrified," she admitted, "terrified of what people would say, what this would mean for my kids, and honestly terrified of who I am without him. It feels like starting over." She took a pause, gathering her thoughts before adding, "But I've learned that sometimes being afraid means you're on the right path." The response from her followers was overwhelming. Thousands commented on her post, sharing their own stories of separation, single parenting, and rediscovering themselves. Many commended her bravery in showing her struggles so openly, a choice that seemed to resonate with many who felt the pressures to make marriage work at all costs. Some even reached out to thank her for inspiring them to consider their own happiness and self-worth, as Teddy's journey seemed to offer a beacon of hope and self-empowerment. By the end of the weekend, Teddy made one more post, a simple photo of herself sitting on a sunlit patio, a steaming mug in her hands, and a soft, contemplative look on her face. Her caption was brief yet impactful: "New beginnings. Sometimes the hardest decisions are the ones that lead to growth." Her journey forward was just beginning, but Teddy seemed committed to the process. Despite the sorrow of parting from a partner of 13 years, there was a glimmer of hope in her words, a sense of resilience and a belief in the transformative power of change. For her, this was not just an ending but the start of an exploration into who she would become in the next chapter of her life. And as her fans and friends rallied around her, there was a shared understanding that the Teddy Mellencamp they had come to know, a woman who was relentless in her honesty, unapologetic in her vulnerability, and always willing to fight for what she believed was right, was about to enter a profound and inspiring new era.